Good evening, a very warm welcome from SBC News. The four accused who are still in detention in the case of the missing $50 million and two others who are already out on bail will be back in court on the 25th of this month. In court today, discussions concern documents that the ACCS must provide to the accused and their lawyers to prepare their case. For logistical reasons, the police have also requested that the case of illegal possession of arms be heard the same day on the 25th. Chief Justice Ronnie Govinden has accorded the request. The case of the suspected murder of Emmanuel Badibanga continued this week in court. It is her companion, Thomas Debatis, who stands accused of having murdered her in April last year at the Club Med Hotel on Setan. This week continued with the analysis of surveillance camera footage and of the deceased phone. The defense found some discrepancies in the timeline the prosecution was setting using video footage. A friend of the deceased also appeared in court, testifying against the accused. He was the last person to have had a telephone conversation with Emmanuel, and he says that through their WhatsApp communication, Emmanuel mentioned that Debatis had been aggressive and that she was leaving him. The defense lawyers in the two cases of trafficking of more than 142 kilos of drugs and human trafficking have requested permission of the Supreme Court for the three accused, namely Fabio Supermanian, Dario Supermanian and Gérard Bastien, to appear in the same instance instead of separately.
These two cases were heard before the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Ronnie Govinden, today. Following the request of lawyers Mr. France Ponté and Mr. Clifford André in the drug trafficking case, Chief Justice Govinden has postponed the plea take of the three Seychellois accused for the 14th of March. In the case involving the Iranian defendants, whose absence was reported to the court due to one of them having tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. As a result, the three Seychellois defendants could not take a plea today. Therefore, the court has also postponed the human trafficking case to the 14th of March.
Ombudsman Nicole Thiron-Girardi has said that the office of the Ombudsman may well be in jeopardy in its 29th year of existence. This was a declaration she made in the institution's annual report. Mrs. Thiron-Girardi said that already the National Assembly last year questioned the relevance of the office, and with other similar institutions being set up during the last few years, she is concerned that the office might be one of the first institutions to be shut down if there is a call to reduce such institutions. However, she said that work of the office remains important to monitor the public administration sector.
There is a reason to believe that the office is in jeopardy. Looked at in the sense of a reduced budget, difficulties in recruiting, the other institutions that have been created that continue to impact the mandate of the office of Ombudsman. It was evident to me that that conversation needs to be had. I don't believe that the intention is to take the office away. But I do believe that the conversation needs to be had so that everybody understands the value of the various institutions. And right now I have a feeling that the public, the general public, and sometimes, and us, and the rest of us, all of us, don't fully understand and appreciate the true value and the true importance of the various institutions we've created. We haven't really given much thought to that. We've been very good at creating institutions, but we haven't. The follow-up hasn't been good enough, and it needs to be improved, and it needs to be diversified and brought to the public so that the public form part of it.
The 11th edition of Cutlass Exercise ended with a closing ceremony which took place at the Seychelles Coast Guard at Perseverance this morning, an exercise which was held from the 7th to the 18th of February.
The Cutlass exercise is facilitated by the Africa Command, AFRICOM, and implemented by the USA. It is designed to improve regional cooperation in support of the Djibouti Code of Conduct, maritime domain awareness, information sharing between maritime operation centers, amongst others, in order to disrupt illicit maritime activities and strengthen safety and security in the region. The Chief of the Seychelles Defense Forces, Brigadier Michael Rosette, says he is very pleased with the training and the level and knowledge shown by the Seychelles team and other countries.
Seychelles Defense Forces will continue to contribute in the planning, organization, and execution of the exercises, and to be good hosts, offering our facilities and limited resources to facilitate the exercise, something that we will continue to do so to our best of our abilities. Yesterday, during the last field training exercise, the exercise at sea, it was evident that you all have been doing a pretty good job. And that was evident in the execution of the vessel boarding exercise. I urge all participants to keep on practicing and implementing what have been learned during these 2 weeks, so that it eventually contributes to solving real-life issues whenever the needs arises.
Whereas the U.S. Chargé d'Affaires, Jude Debert, has called on the participants to put the acquired knowledge into practice.
Through coordination and information sharing throughout the maritime domain, we foster regional security and stability. Thank you to all of our exercise participants for putting these vital attributes on display the last 2 weeks. And now, as we bring this exercise to a close, let me request one thing of everyone here. Please continue to develop the partnerships that began and were strengthened during this exercise. Between this year's Cutlass Express and the next, we know that illicit maritime actors will not sit idle. Therefore, take the lessons and friendships that we've made here and seek out new ways to cooperate across the region. Keep in touch with one another and continue the learning that was imparted during Cutlass Express. The more we foster our relationships on a continual basis, the stronger our partnerships will become.
Oswallo Primary School is the first to benefit from a new initiative entitled the Little Book House, an initiative of the S4S, or Sustainability for Seychelles NGO. Two members of S4S, Marie-Thérèse Purvis and Eric Frank, who are both from the Oswallo community, decided to launch the project, which has been most welcomed by the school. Little book houses are expected to be set up in all primary and secondary schools, post-secondary institutions and communities across the country. And those are our main stories so far this Friday evening. Join us again at 8.